of fuel again.
Oh no! Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I am so pumped right now. So I've got the 51, the transmission still blowing apart because I'm waiting on parts. This is the main shaft that snapped off. So still waiting on that bigger main shaft, but I just want to work on this thing and I'm excited. So even though it doesn't have a transmission, I'm going to put the cam in it because we can still fire it up. So we've got comp roller cam. You can see the specs there. Basically 216, 224 at 50, 506 lift. We've got a whole new timing set for it. We've got some upgraded valve springs and some valve spring retainers. And on top of that, we've got some Deca 60-pound injectors. It's got some 36-pounders in it. We'll put these 60s in, and that should give this thing a lot more power. So I'm really excited. I'm pumped. I want to hear what this thing sounds like with a cam. And since I can't work on the transmission, and I've got an entire weekend to work on it, figure screw it, we'll put the cam in. We can fire it up even without a transmission. Bell housing's still on it, starter's still on it. Fire it up and see what it sounds like. I think it's going to sound so good. But we got to tear the front end off the truck first, and then start tearing it down, put some new valve springs in the heads, and slap the cam in there. So let's get started. All right, so I got the front end tore off, and now this was pointed out. We're at the MoParty. One of the guys that was looking at the trucks, and my wastegate was cracked, and he is right. So I'm gonna have to weld that up. Not really sure why it broke, but no big deal. I mean, there's been so much heat under the hood that it's not too surprising that, you know, we've had some welds crack. But I have to put the cam in. I think we're gonna have to pull the up pipe off. I'll have to get the turbo out of here. Probably the down pipe just to make it a little bit easier. Accessories intake, valve covers, and the timing cover. And then we can throw some springs in the cam in it, but I'm gonna start working on knocking this exhaust off. Alright, so we're gonna change these valve springs here. So we got this little adapter here that puts air into the cylinder to keep the pistons up. Got this little valve spring compressor from Bluegrass Performance, and it seems like it works pretty well, so look at that. Perfect. Pull these little keepers out. Try not to lose them, because I'm really good at losing little things. Oh, need to get a magnet. Got all 4 keepers out. Fill up this back up. One valve spring off, 2 valve springs off. Go grab the fresh ones. So these are the new springs compared to the factory ones. You see these new ones are a lot bigger, and they have this inner damper in here. I don't know if you can see it real well. But these are from Hughes Performance with new keepers on top. So these should sport a lot more cam than the ones we're taking out. So let's drop these down here. Alright, 16 new valve springs in to handle the new cam. So now we just got to pull the timing cover and crank pulley, get the lifters out, and we can yank the old cam and old timing set out and throw in the nice new bigger cam. Hell yeah, old cam's out. So here's what we've got. This is the stock cam that came out. It's obviously got a lot of miles on it, but you know, it's good shape. It's not killed or anything. So this is the new cam, the Comp Cams that's going in. It is pull this out of here, get the cam card. The grind is XR265R. The part number is 20-746-9. And I know a lot of guys are going to say that, you know, I should have bought a turbo cam, I should have had a custom grind made. And you're probably right, but I am impatient. And they were all 10 to 12 weeks out at a minimum. and I don't know if you know anything about the Midwest, but 10 to 12 weeks from now, and it is winter, and I want to drive this thing now with a cam. So I basically grabbed the biggest off the shelf cam that Comp Cams had. And really, if you follow any of Richard Holdner's stuff on YouTube, just watch any of his stuff. Every cam is a turbo cam if you put it in and put a turbo on it. And I think he's right. And I think the little bit more I could get with a custom turbo cam really wouldn't matter with the heads that are on this thing because they're stock heads. So I think this cam is going to give us a ton more power than the stock cam did. I mean, the duration is 224 at 50 thousandths, which is, you know, I can't really find anything for a stock cam, but 190, 195 maybe, somewhere around there. So it's got a lot more duration. And then it's got 506 lift, intake, and exhaust, which is also quite a bit more than what the stock has. I've seen anywhere from like 450 lift, 440, 450 lift, up to like maybe 480. So the valves are going to be open longer, and they're going to be open further, and that should give us a lot more power, and it should move the RPM range up too. That's some sticky stuff. Gotta make sure you lube your cam up really, really well. You don't want to stick it in there dry. It never works out. Shove it in dry, you're gonna have problems. No one's gonna be happy about that. Cam's in, valve train's buttoned up, timing cover's back on, crank pulley's on, so ready for the intake now. And that means I'm gonna put some injectors in here. So these are the Excel 36-pound injectors I put in when I built the truck. And I mean, if you've watched the previous videos, we're almost pegging 100% duty cycle right now. And that's before the cam, and I want to turn the boost up. So we've got here are some Deca 60-pound injectors. That'll go right in. We'll have to recalibrate the Holley for them, but should just be able to select these. I think they're in the Terminator X software. But we'll swap these in, and then I can throw the intake back on, and we're getting closer to firing it up. This video is all about lube. Lubing everything up on this one. So it all goes back together nicely. We don't have any problems. Alright, get the up pipe back on, but now it's time to fix this little hole here from whatever was going on. Not sure how this cracked off, but we'll burn it in. I'm sure it won't be pretty, but hopefully it holds. Well, it's not the prettiest thing ever, but it's on there. That's all that matters. Alright, time to put the downpipe on. We're getting really close to starting this thing. Alright, so I got everything back together. The downpipe's on, the O2's plugged in. Obviously no front clip. That shouldn't matter just to start it. So I think it's ready to go. It still has no transmission, but the bell housing's on, so it should be able to start. I zip-tied the clutch fork thingy out of the way. So hopefully that doesn't make noise, but if there's an awful sound from underneath, that's it. But I need to take the laptop now and tell it that it has 60-pound injectors, so the Holley can adjust for that, and then we'll try to start it. Alright, I guess we will just try to start it now. Oh, I better go online, otherwise none of this will work. Don't want to actually forget to send the tune. Alright, cyclic ignition. That would have been bad. Firing up with 60-pound injectors when it thinks they're 36s because I forgot to go and send it in. Alright. So that says we're online. Let's pull some gauges. The gauges say we're online. There's no shifter, there's no clutch. Let's hope it starts. Sounds good. Yeah, we should probably make sure there's no plug wires off because it sounds like it's a little too choppy. Ooh! Should have used my temp gun, but I don't have it. Yeah, I don't think we've got all the cylinders here. Alright, there's 2 cylinders over there that seem like they're not firing. I messed with the plug wires, and we'll see if that fixed it. This thing's cooking plug wires on that side really bad, and they might have just broke. So we'll give it a shot right now and see what happens. Seems less happy.
Yeah, that doesn't seem better.
Alright, so these are the plug wires that came off the front 2 passenger cylinders, which it's cooked them pretty good. I had to steal this boot to put on there, but yeah, this thing is just baking. And these are not old. They've only been on there, I don't know, like 2 months. So maybe that was a problem, but I've got 2 old ones laying around that I threw on there. If that doesn't fix it, we're kind of out of luck. cam is going to help so much. Oh, man. It sounds so good. Yeah, I'm going to have to go in and take some fuel out of it, because it's, even with telling it it's got the bigger injectors, it's still pretty rich. But hell yes, yes. So yeah, next time we're putting the trans back together, we're putting it back in, and we're gonna go drive it with a trans that'll shift, and it's beefed up, and the new cam, and the bigger injectors. I can't wait. This thing's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. It sounds so good. Like, it finally doesn't have that stock, like, real smooth idle. It's got a little bit of chop to it. Hell yeah.